I said again with Jamie, I said to him on the day, because they were kind of working out how to do it, and I said, well, can we just do the same choreography that we did the first time? And he said, yeah, great idea. So we stood there in the cave, and I watched the original. What are you calling small? And the whacking. So we did it as far as possible like that. But it was tricky because although the Daleks are now all super duper, and Barnaby Edwards was inside this time, the headpiece is now done by remote control, whereas before it was done by the operator, themselves somehow. They had a headband, I think. Anyway, but the remote control, it was quite hard to choreograph it because it reminded me of what people always used to say about K9. It wasn't ever quite as efficient as actually. Anyway, it worked. That's all you need to know. But after the first time, they said, do the eyepiece. You've got to hit the eyepiece because that's the bit that's going to break. So I thought, okay, right, hit the eyepiece, and I whacked the eyepiece, and it fell into bits on the ground. And then John Davey, who you may know, he does a lot of Cybermen and stuff like that. He was down there in the cave that day as well, and he said, so why don't you pick up the bits? While they pick up the bits, you can auction them off.
Not for the show.
Give them to charity. And so he and I, every time, I think we did about 5 or 6 takes, and he and I were just going. I was putting them in my pocket, and indeed I have a load of Dalek eyepiece pieces, which I've given them to sort of charitable auctions and stuff. Right.
Oh, wonderful. I think that's all the time we've got for questions currently, but Sophie is going to go over to a lovely table where you can get some pictures or the lovely book signed and have a chat over there. That's
great.
Cool?
Yeah. Sounds
wonderful.
Great. Yeah,
so if you can just stay where you are
and
for the
talk
moment.
amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
We've got a cunning way of doing it, so you don't all have to
do.
stand in a queue for hours.
That's it, yeah. If you're all right to say that where you are, we'll let Sophie get on to the
Yeah.